So, good morning, everyone, especially to you, Mom LDP. So, for today's discussion, I'll be discussing about the creating a culture for change. So, there are three approaches, or there are three ways of creating a culture for change. So, first is the managing paradox, second is the stimulating and innovative culture, and the lastly is the creating a learning organization. So let's talk about the managing paradox. So managing paradox is a non-negotiable part of leadership. While challenging, there are excellent opportunities for discovering a new ways of working and getting creative about what's possible. If you build it into how you do business, stay present to purpose and catch things early on, it will quickly become a normal and reliable part of caring for your organization. So when we say paradox, so paradox is economics is a situation where the variables fail to follow the generally laid principles and assumption of the theory and behave in an opposite fashion. Description paradox are very common in economics. Next one is the stimulating and innovative culture. So to truly create a culture of innovation, you must be willing to encourage action on innovative ideas, not just produce continuous conceptual chatter. This isn't to say that every idea is a great one or every new product proposal should go directly to prototyping. So there are ways in leaders that can build a culture of innovation. First is to embrace a multi-faceted approach to innovation or starting at the bottom. Second is empowering your employees and they provide value in new ways. Third is the understanding the falling is okay. Fourth is the choose your approach to innovation and metrics wisely. Lastly is don't be afraid to take action and quickly. Next is learning organization. So learning organization is an organization skilled at creating, acquiring, and transferring knowledge and at modifying its behavior to reflect new knowledge and insights. This definition begins with the simple truth, news, ideas, and essential if learning it to take place. So a learning organization is an organization that's skilled creating, right? So this definition begins with a simple truth, news idea, and essential if learning is to take place. Sometimes they are created de novo through flashes or insight or creativity. At other times, they arrive from outside the organization or are communicated by knowledgeable insiders. So let's talk about the innovation. So innovation. So innovation. So when we say innovation, it states here that a specialized kind of change is applied to initiating or improving a product, process, or service, a better solution. So in here, in definition of innovation, we said change refers to make things different. Innovation specialized kind of change is applied to initiating or improving on process or service, a better solution. So like, for example, we said nga, if may pagbago, like, naipagbago sa, like, imong gibuhat nga kuan, butang, so it will make change or it will things differently. Jud, mas mustyada jud siya. So, maka-lead diri siya sa mga new ideas and it's to improve na lang pod. So there are sources of innovation. So first is organic structures positively influence innovation because they're lower in vertical differentiation, formalization, and centralization. Second is long venture in management associated with innovation. Innovation is nurtured when there are slack resources, having abundance of resources, allow organization, and so on. So ako lang ni siyang pang-summarize. So next is, let's talk about the creating a learning organization. So When we say creating a learning organization, a learning organ has developed with continuously capacity to adapt and change. So there are characteristics of learning organization. First is there exists a shared vision that everyone agrees on. People discard their old ways of thinking and the standard routines they used to solving. Members think all organization processes, activities, function, and interactions with the environment as part of the system interrelationship. People openly communicate as part of system interrelationship, people openly, and so on, so on. So, di na lang nako ni siya ipangyaw-yaw kay understandable naman. So, let's talk about the stress at work. So, kita naman. So, when we say stress, so, kita tanan maka-experience of stress. Stress sa school, sa works, or sa kuan na to siya, mabuhat taga-adlaw. Like, stress at work, it's very important kanindot kay kaning stress at work, labi na sa mga atong mama and everything, diha dyan makuha nila ang stress of work. So when we say what is stress, so stress is how we react when we feel under pressure or threatened. It usually happens when we are in situation that we don't feel we can manage or control. We we experience stress. It can be as an individual, for example, when you have lots of responsibilities that you're struggling to manage. So when you say stress, so although dagan kitang nag-experience individual, or for example, if natin mga responsibilities in doing good things or what, so or we mga struggles in life that we need to manage, and kailangan jud dato na kay but di jud mawala ng stress. Next is the what are area or life causes you the most stress? So area versus the causes most. So stress, financial worries, work, family responsibilities, concerns. So there are percent in causes most. So 64, 60, 47, 46%. So ang kuan jud ani is ang pinaka-stress sa mobot hunahunahon ang financial worries. So financial sa mga school or sa mga financial needs, mas stress jud siya labi na sa mga kuan. Mo siya pinaka most stress sa tanan. Kay need biya tag money, so lisod kay pangitaon ang money in ana. That's why. So hindrance stressors. So stressors to keep you from reaching your goals. For example, red tape, of politicize, confusion over job responsibilities, demand responsibilities, pressures, obligation, events, uncertainties that individuals face in a workplace. So resources, things within individual control that can be used to resolve demand. So next is the cultural differences. So cultural differences involves the integrated and maintained system of socially acquired values, beliefs, and rules of conduct which impact the range of accepted behaviors distinguishable from one societal group to one another. So cultural differences. So they are different with the culture, like sa values, beliefs, or other rules of conduct would impact the range of accepted behavior sa usagusan nato. So there are consequences of stress at work. So first is the physiological symptoms, or the physical symptoms that occur when you feel anxious or under display. These are bodily reaction and may be apparent to other people. Know that they are always stronger and more apparent to the person exhibiting them than the person displaying them rather. Next is psychological symptoms. It's significant tiredness, low energy or problems sleeping, detachment from reality or delusions or hallucinations, inability to cope with daily problems or stress, trouble understanding and relating to situations and people. Lastly is the behavioral symptoms. So are persistent or repetitive behaviors that are unusual, disruptive, inappropriate, or cause problems. So aggregation, criminal behavior, drug use, hostility, inappropriate sexual behavior, inattention, and a self-harm or example of behavioral symptoms. So kaning tuloy is maka natay maka experience po ta ani. Next is the managing stress. So how to manage stress. So there are two approaches in managing stress. First is the individual approaches. Second is organization approaches. So individual approaches, an employer can take personal responsibility for reducing stress levels. Organizational approaches improve employee selections and job placement, training, realistic goal setting, redesign of jobs, and etc. While the individual approaches, time management techniques, increased physical exercise, relaxation, or the training. Next is the next is managing. So when we say managing of a stress, so how to manage stress? So simply, like mubuhat ka sa imong utang nga ganahan ka. For example, I experience stress sa school, of course, because I am a student. So a lot of responsibilities or in doing my homework. So I just kuan like mahuna ako nga like I want to do this, to do that. So one of the stress reliever that I always do is like kanang playing volleyball. This is my stress reliever, of course. And one of these are kanang maka stress jud nako. And of course, bonding with your family, and of course kanang like makabu like as what I've said nga kanang ganahan juga usa nang like imo jung buhaton unsa imong ganahan. Kay mo jud na yung pinaka the best na solution to manage stress. So I I realize akong report or my kuan like sa akong part is so silbi atong stress sa life, stress sa kuan that we need to kuan cope or to manage jud ani. And that would be all. Thank you so much.